I'm Allison. Good to see you again. Welcome to Music Appreciation. And I'm going to talk about and play transcriptions and variations for you today. Now, what's the difference between a variation and a transcription? Well, a transcription sounds boring and technical, like something that you would get after a court hearing. But actually, it's an interpretation by a composer of a pre-existing composition that they take and do what they want with and put their own stamp on. Usually it turns into a virtuoso piece of music, or it takes a piece from another century and makes it sound contemporary. Sometimes it takes a piece and makes it feel like it's an improvisation. Some of our greatest composers were excellent improvisers. To many people's surprise, Mozart, Chopin, Beethoven, and Franz Liszt all were fantastic improvisers. Many of them created variations or transcriptions on other people's music right in the moment. So you could say they were improvisations. Like jazz composers of our 20th and 21st century, they take a well-known tune from an opera or a folk song, or now a jazz tune or a swing tune or from a Broadway musical, and make it their own. So essentially it's an arrangement. I'm going to play for you a few arrangements by Rachmaninoff, Chopin, some Brahms, Franz Liszt, and even later a composer you might not know named Federico Busoni, and another 20th and 21st century composer. We'll start with a piece that's beloved by Bach. It's from one of his violin partitas. And we're going to hear Rachmaninoff's transcription of it, a piece that was composed in 1720. We're going to hear what it might sound like over 200 years later. He published this in 1930. And as you might know, Sergei Rachmaninoff was a virtuoso composer, a pianist and composer. He was a virtuoso conductor as well. What he's done with this single note continuous melody from the Baroque era is add counter melodies to it. He has the hands crossed several times, and he even adds some dissonance or clashing tones at certain points where that wouldn't have been done in the Baroque era. Alright, but what he does is he maintains note for note the original melody of Bach's violin partita. So imagine a violinist playing this solo without a break. Well, now I have the violin's part as well as Rachmaninoff's additions. Enjoy. Bach's music transcribed by different composers in other videos. I'm going to play you also some examples of composers who transcribed their own music for piano solo. Franz Liszt wrote in total about 1,000 hours of music, and many of his works are transcriptions of Bach's organ pieces, keyboard pieces, and also music of his own and other composers, contemporaries. He and Chopin both were fans of opera and transcribed themes from Bellini, an Italian bel canto, a romantic era composer. And you'll get a chance to hear some of his reminiscences of Norma by Bellini, as well as some of Chopin's variations or themes on that same composer's music. But I'd like to play for you one of Franz Liszt's transcriptions of his own art song. It's a song for tenor and piano from Settings of Poetry by Petrarch, a classic poet. Sonnet, which is about love and life and opposites and the push and pull of emotions. This is the Petrarch Sonnet 104 with an introduction that's clearly piano, but you'll hear a repeating theme. Throughout the piece, with different harmonic treatment and different accompaniments. And that's the main theme, or part of it, from the art song, called Petrarch Sonnet 104. course, with Liszt, he's created an opportunity to be both the singer and the soloist at the same time in this transcription. When you would not hear such heavy textures and florid arpeggios and big chords for a singer's accompaniment, especially in an art song. One other famous transcription is a beautiful one by Rachmaninoff, based upon the pair of compositions by Kreisler, the virtuoso composer and pianist, and violinist, For piano, these have been transcribed from the violin solo with piano accompaniment. Fritz Kreisler was a remarkable musician, and two of his pieces have become sort of a classic in the repertoire. The Liebesfreude, Love's Joy, and the Liebeslied, Love's Sorrow. I'll play you the theme of them, and you'll be able to recognize, after Rachmaninoff's florid introduction, Love's Joy. Transcription. That is only the introduction and the main theme. In Love's Sorrow, Liebeslied, you'll also recognize the main theme and an introduction preceding it. Because he adds new voice leading as well as some new harmonies and textures to the piece. I have one more short piece for you. It's another transcription by Rachmaninoff, an unmistakable piece by the great orchestrator and composer and teacher of many other Russian composers named Rimsky-Korsakov. I don't think it needs an introduction. this fantastic and fantastically difficult interpretation of the orchestra piece by Rimsky-Korsakov. And what you'll find is that Rachmaninoff uses the whole range of the piano in order to imitate many of the instruments and their ranges. However, it is just one instrument, but he expands its possibilities incredibly well. You'll hear more transcriptions, and next week, variations, and we'll talk about the difference between the two. Enjoy and have a good week. Thanks so much.